fancy, isn't it? How are you doing? It's so lovely to see you all queuing outside the venue. I much appreciate it. And chatting outside the venue. It's like the friendliest audience in the world. Hi, I'm Laura, also known as Penfriend now. And I've got various post-its that tell me what to do. So I'm going to do some of those things for you. Ooh. And yes, it's sweltering here as well. Okay.
White flags and parachutes won't bring me peace. I won't apologize, I won't be pleased. Kneel by photography, what would we do? Hen in a pillowcase, inventing truth. My love casts long shadows on the ceiling, silhouettes of things I've kept alive. We're just searching for a meaning, sentimental grieving to survive. Engaging cruise control, trusting machines, save us from alcohol, protect my dreams. We're so collectible, we sleep alone. You keep the cavalry, I'll make it home. My love casts long shadows on the ceiling, silhouettes of things I've kept alive. We're just searching for a meaning, sentimental grieving to survive. My love casts long shadows on the ceiling, silhouettes of things I've kept alive. We're just searching for a meaning, sentimental grieving to survive.
That's called Long Shadows, if you didn't know already. I'm just going to do my little checks. All right, everyone's fine. If you want to ask me questions for later on, please type question at the beginning, because as I explained last time, I no longer buy contact lenses, so it's hard for me. Here's another song. This is called Dispensable Body. And I wrote it. The germ of this song came from doing a very long drive on the motorway to a gig somewhere. Maybe I met you there, I don't know. And there was a truck in front of me for ages, and it said, Dependable Bodies. And it was the name of a company. And I just remember, now, I'm very safe when I do this, but I have my phone as my map in a nice holdery thing on the dashboard, very safe. And occasionally I hit voice memo so I can record ideas, singing or talking or whatever. And so I just recorded Dependable Bodies. And then when I was listening to my little scraps a little while later, I found it, and I wrote a song called Dependable Bodies. And then I thought, I'm not sure about that, because not all of us can depend on our bodies, and that just seemed like a really exclusionary thing. And then I decided to look up what dispensable bodies mean, and it's kind of horrible and fitted the song better. So this is called Dispensable Body. It's about my body being dispensable, although I'd like to keep it. But the idea is that in this world where can be potentially so disconnected because of the internet, ironically, I say, well, connecting to you now, I just wanted to explore that idea, so that's what this song is about.
Dispensable body, knowledge is a curse. Feel the weight of the world, feel the weight of the universe. Gotta keep moving, oh, but I stopped listening. Had a hell of a go of it, now I'm putting my heart first. Far away, looking back from this constellation, cast away, adrift on my own space station. Just breathe, just breathe. Shape of a human, born on a thunderclap. Words in a diary, perimeters intact. Tomorrow's today, so click your heels and think of me. From the eye of the hurricane, you're my safe path back. Far away, looking back from this constellation, cast away, adrift on my own space station. Just this constellation, cast away, adrift on my own space station, far away from the loneliest separation, cast away, I'm the victim of my own making. Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe.
I'm getting really excited for you to hear the recordings of these songs. But I have to finish the album first. And don't worry, I'm doing it. This is the bit where I've written on my piece of paper to say hello. So hello. I hope you're well. Hope you're not completely in a puddle of your own meltiness. I kind of am. It's been awful. Awful. But it's never quite the right temperature, is it? And there's always something to complain about for some reason. I've written here that I should do a content warning for the next song, but if I was going to do that, I probably should have done it in front of every single song I've ever played at every gig. So I think it would be strange to do that. But I have started doing it. I've started a podcast series, and I have started to think about the kinds of things that will pop up in a long conversation that might trigger an awful memory for someone. And I think it's fair enough, of course, to point that out if it's something that seems kind of innocuous. But I suppose, yeah, I should probably come with a content warning. So without being too flippant about the subject matter of this next song, I just think, if I did one for this, I'd have to do it for all of it. So I just won't, I think. I hope that's all right. Yeah, don't know what to say about it, other than I haven't played it to you before, and it's called Call Your Mother. I'm not sure if this is going on the record or not, but I just wanted to play you some new stuff. So I'm gonna. If you saw my 2015 stand-up show, Shit Girlfriend, you'll know the story. Yeah.
Last night my boyfriend tried to kill me. The house was filled with smoke and I stopped a fire. I felt bad for asking, was this intentional? I'm gonna keep it to myself for quite a while. One night I played a gig in a Bristol basement. I watched him storm off halfway through the show. Said he didn't like the audience looking at me on stage, and I shouldn't write my songs about real people. Call your mother, tell her what you said, or go and play with these fireworks instead. Call your mother, tell her what you did. Just stop pretending I'm inventing everything. I'm looking for the man I thought was nicer. I'm scanning for the violence in his face. He never throws glass directly at me. He's only trying to put me in my place. Call your mother, tell her what you said, or go and play on the motorway instead. Call your mother, tell her what you did. Just stop pretending. I'm inventing everything. We're on top of the world when I'm your favorite girl. But smoky kisses confirm that you're still empty. So call your mother, tell her what you said, or go and play on the motorway instead. Call your mother, tell her what you did. Just stop pretending. You're inventing everything. Everything. We're on top of the world. Now I'm your favorite girl, but smoky kisses confirm that you're still empty.
Interested to see if anyone's still watching. My idea with that song is that, now I'm not massively into country, but I really appreciate the format of it, and I love the way that there are some brilliant songs by artists like Dixie Chicks and plenty of others that they have like a long, involved, really heartbreaking story, and then at the end she kills him, you know? So that's kind of the idea of that a little bit. Not that I endorse that, of course. Or just that the things in the chorus get worse and worse. So the first one's about go and play with these fireworks, and then there's go and play in the road, which is like a thing I'm sure I was told as a child that I should go and do because I was annoying someone. And then I do have a line coming for at the end, which is about, so go and put something in the tiger's bed, something like that, something really silly. I'm just trying to work out how silly it can get considering the very serious subject matter. So anyway, that's what that song is about. And I've got a couple of things to show you in this segment of the Fancy Pants situation. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. I'm switching cameras. Who do I think I am? Oh, my God. I decided that I wanted to show you some of the storyboarding I've been doing for the Everything Looks Normal in the Sunshine video. In retrospect, we should have shot this the first batch of sunny days because it's now too freaking humid to do anything. because I just think I'll be in a terrible mood all day. And that's not how you make a music video to the best of your ability. So we're just waiting. It was too rainy for a while, and now it's too freaking hot and humid. So it needs to be a bit sunny. It can't be raining because that wouldn't match the video. It can't be too hot. It's kind of like a Goldilocks situation for the video. So I'm still waiting, but I have started to plan, and I wanted to show you. So if you don't know what storyboard is, it's little drawings that show you what shots you're going to do with your camera. Let's put them in the right order. Yes, because it's reversed. Oh, this is confusing. This is why I'm not very good at reversing a car. So as you see on the left there, that's me with a mask on. You might recognize that from the Everything Looks Normal in the Sunshine artwork. And then these are shopping bags. I've come back from buying food in a pandemic, and we all know how traumatic and weird that's been. Then this is, some of my finest illustration work, I must say. Let's put this in the middle. Action shot here. Ignore the mistakes that I've scribbled out, but that's me from the side, flattering. And a whoosh. I think it even says whoosh. That's the camera going round in a whoosh. That's a technical term. And then, this is as far as I've got with the storyboarding. I gave up. And then that's me standing, that's a hair, sorry. That's me standing by the back door of my house. Very elaborate looking thing. Looking outside. And then I thought, God, this is going to take forever. Stop drawing. But I do have a good plan for it. And Tim is going to help me shoot it. And we did have to have a conversation yesterday where I said, don't worry, I don't think you've suddenly become a filmmaker overnight. We'll do it together. But I don't know if you've seen these videos from my old band. Stargazing, Paper Thin, and Devastate Me were all shot by Tim. Tim is great. Tim can do this. You can do this, Tim. We can do it together. It's going to be fun. So that's what's going to be happening as soon as it's not so humid anymore. And it's going to be fun. And I'll send it to you. Right, I'm going to play one more song, and then I'm going to go to... what does my thing say? Oh, yeah. I'm going to do one more song, and you should hopefully be able to sing along to this one if you so desire at home. This is called Everything Looks Normal in the Sunshine. All right, switch back. Maybe next time I won't have to announce when I'm doing the next thing. Let's see. Who even am I? So do sing along if you can and want to.
Keep calm, stay remote. Write your troubles on a post-it note. School's out, last orders at the bar. I'm not pleased to meet you. Don't stand so close to me. There's trouble in the supermarket, but everything looks normal. Take heart, there'll be time to celebrate. Don't second guess humanity away. Stand tall and we'll all take the weight, 'cause everything looks normal in the sunshine. Sunshine. Lights out, kids up early, not ready for a life inside. It's gonna be a quiet night, but everything looks normal. Wake up, don't be stupid. Your money won't help you now. It's too late to get your friends and neighbors round. Take heart, there'll be time to celebrate. Don't second guess humanity away. Stand tall and we'll all take the weight, 'cause everything looks normal in the sunshine. Sunshine. Sunshine.
who's cut their hair themselves during lockdown. I haven't done it and I wrote it in a song. I'm just growing it forever, that's what I've decided. Look, it's so long. I was watching lots of tutorials about how to cut Tim's hair, and then he suddenly went off the idea, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh hi. I'm back here again. Hello. Just showing off with the amount of microphones I've got set up in my room, basically. So this is the part of the show. And I say show because I really want to make this into a show. This is the experiment part of doing it, which is where I've got a few things set up, and I think it's going to become ridiculous over time, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope you are too. I want to show you something I've been working on recently because I'm so proud of how it's going and I'm so excited. And here, watch this.
Back in the 70s, we always kind of believed passionately that you either live in a free and a fair society or you don't. And that you can't separate off the LGBT struggle from the struggle for women's equality or for racial equality. Or for workers not to be exploited by their bosses, for fairness.
Yeah.
It's either free and fair or it isn't.
Yeah.
So the Gay Liberation Front was always allied to those wider struggles. And that's why you had lesbians and gays support the miners, as in that brilliant movie Pride, really portrayed it well. And we were part of the Rock Against Racism movement because it just went without saying.
Don't listen now. Watch this now. Don't go and listen now. That'd be ridiculous. I just published my 6th episode of my podcast, and this is how I sit and recorded. Hello, podcast voice. It's something I've been planning for so long. I want to say 5 years. And it only really started taking shape last year, and then it definitely was never going to happen. Really, probably, even though I'd recorded interviews, I had a feeling it was just going to be one of those things that I just didn't end up having time for, but then I decided to do it. So 6 episodes are done. There's another 4 or 5 coming up that are already recorded, and I had 2 yeses today from 2 people I'm really excited about, and I think I had 1 no, but I'm all right with that. Not everyone's going to want to do it. So it's going really well. I hope that you've had a chance to listen to at least a bit. If not, please do, because the people I've been talking to are super wise and warm and funny. And I listen to a lot of podcasts and I listen to a lot of interview type things. I was kind of doing it for research, but also because I'm interested in hearing what other artists do as an artist. But I'm also interested in what people do generally, which I think we all are curious about. And so I wanted to do something where it was a really unique. That's ridiculous. A unique conversation that wouldn't have happened between 2 other people at any other time. And so I think that's been happening. I think a lot of good, wise stuff is coming out from my guests because I'm choosing good, wise people. So I'd really love you to check it out. If you have rated and reviewed it, I'm so grateful because honestly, I do it all by myself, every single piece of it. And somehow, this amazing thing happened in the first 2 or 3 days where you lot listened to it and rated and reviewed it and stuff, which meant that it was number 10 in the top music shows on Apple Podcasts. And then I looked at all the other ones, and most of them are funded by production companies or made by teams or coming from like a radio network or something. And then my little guy was there too. So thank you so much. It's really nice. And I try not to get hung up on numbers because you can just drive yourself silly looking at numbers of people who listen to a thing. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is that someone might have listened and it may have changed their day, their hour, may change their life. I listen to podcasts all the time and I'm always having these epiphanies of, that thing, I really needed to hear that day. And I just want to give that to people. And also the people I'm talking to, I don't think they really get a platform to talk in that sort of depth. So that's why I'm hoping some of the artists I've invited who are kind of, I don't know, they're exciting ones. I hope they say yes. I hope they want to talk about themselves in depth. I really do. And this is another one of the episodes. I don't have a favourite because they're all great, so I don't know. But I really like this one, obviously, because I really like the person. And we're going to do a song together soon. So this is another quote I think you might enjoy.
the poison of your little inner critic, and we all have it. That inner critic is still there, just, who do you think you are? But I feel like as I've gotten older, I've started to really narrow down the counsel I seek, seek just the input of people that I care about, whose opinions I care about. And you become, I think, more and more immune to random advice from the outside and that poisonous advice from the inside.
The funny thing with that one, and that quote is so pertinent, because about halfway through editing that episode, so I edit the interviews and then I add stuff in the beginning, in the middle and the end, depending on what's happening and what I want to say. And I was editing the Tanya interview and I was tired. It takes a really long time. It takes maybe a day and a half per episode, including interviewing, if you don't have to travel, which obviously it's all remote. So it takes a long time. So I was really I was in it, I was doing my work, went downstairs to get a coffee, and I think I probably said to Tim, who do I even think I am doing a podcast? Like, this is ridiculous. All these people have done these talks with me, but who am I to do this thing? I'll just have to explain and apologise to all of these people. And he's like, yeah, whatever, maybe it's time for lunch. And then I came back upstairs and I started editing again. And that was the quote that happened straight after that break. And I just thought, wow, like, we all do have that inner critic. And you don't have to be someone who's a full-time artist to experience this. And I just thought so many people will benefit, I think, from Tanya Donnelly's wisdom, from Tom Robinson's wisdom, from all of their brilliant learnings through their life. And me too, I needed to hear that from Tanya right at that moment, right at that exact moment. Maybe she's a little bit spooky, that one. So yeah, so I'm really pleased it's on its on its way. It's happening. It's a real thing. I'm really pleased, and it's going well. And yeah, these at least two more good people are going to do it. So my plan is to keep it rolling on. So if you have a chance to listen, please do. You can go to penfriend.rocks/podcast, or you can look it up on anywhere you normally listen to podcasts. And if you don't know what a podcast is, it's just it's about an hour-long audio conversation. So you can listen to it while you're doing really boring things like housework or whatever. There's no video. You don't have to really pay that much attention. You can just listen. So I listen to them when I'm running, which is kind of weird, but good. And they make me run faster. So I don't know. I'm just saying you could get a personal best in the Correspondence Strava Running Club if you listen to my podcast. Who knows? Maybe we should rate them by which one makes you run faster if you run. Anyway, I digress. There's going to be Ask the Audience episodes of this podcast, and the audience is you. You. So if you'd like to be involved in that, there's a post about it on the forum, which I hope you're a member of. If you're not, just email me, laura@penfriend.rocks, and I'll send you information about it. Because the idea is to get your stories about what made you become a music fan, what role music has in your life, like the first and the most recent record that changed your life. Because that stuff's brilliantly fascinating to me. One of the things I really want to do with the podcast is explain to audiences how important they are. So to you, how important you are, how integral you are. Because I feel like, after touring for quite a lot of years, I don't think audiences really necessarily know that. I don't want you to get too arrogant, but you do need to know how important you are, because we are just like idiots on stage playing to no one if you're not there for a start. And also, and it's funny because I feel like I'm playing to no one now, but hopefully I'm not. And the other thing is also just, I suppose, to remind artists how to treat their audiences like VIPs. And it's just so obvious to me, and it always has been. I don't like this phrase, crazy fan. When people describe their crazy fans, or the crazy fan who bought your thing, supported you, came to your gig. You're doing gigs. Don't you want them to come? So I don't like that attitude. So I'm trying to in as positive a way as possible, explain to people through the things that I do, the way I feel about things. Anyway, so that's what it's about. So I think I'd love to invite you on. Basically, that's it. I made all these scribbles and I can't read them because I don't have my glasses on. Oh, it says to play another song. Should I do that? I'll do that. Okay. We're going to switch to the posh cam. Dun dun dun, here we go. This is fun. I'm going to come to your questions in a minute if you have any. I have a question for you. If you've got a good idea for what this song should be called, because it's got an incredibly inappropriate name considering the circumstances that are affecting us all in the world in all the different ways. This song is called Cancel Your Hopes. And it was going to be the song, I don't know if it was going to be the first single or it was going to be the giveaway song, so I changed it to The Only Way Out's Through. The only way out is through. Because I thought Cancel Your Hopes was a very bad message to send, a very negative message to send to you lovely people as the first release from my new project. And I don't regret that decision, I don't regret it. The reason it's called Cancel Your Hopes is because it's inspired by a book called Flight Behaviour, which is one of my absolute favourite books by Barbara Kingsolver, who's one of my most favourite novelists. And it makes sense because the book is about the end of the world through global warming and climate change, but through this really beautiful, very amazing story. It's such a wonderful book. She writes so beautifully. It's great. And I wrote the song a year ago, maybe. And it's okay, I think, to be really super negative in songs when everything's sort of all right. And then everything was sort of very not all right. And so I couldn't do anything with the song yet. But I really like the song. The song stands up. It's not an offensive song, but I think that it needs a different name. So if you've got an idea, please feel free to suggest, because I really don't know what to do. But yes, this is that song. Oh, and it's the theme tune to the podcast. That's the segue. I forgot.
Cancel your hopes, dear. Do you remember when this was all feels? In the boardroom, back slapping their deals. There's a hole in our bucket, there lies a row. Walk the high wire with no mind for the crash. Are we in denial or do we crave collapse? Don't look strangers in the eye. Is that 'cause we are terrified? Screens, buy better headphones to muffle their screams. There's a hole in our bucket and everyone knows. Walk the high wire with no mind for the crash. Are we in denial or do we crave collapse? Can't look strangers in the eye. Is that 'cause we are dead inside? And you know that
So, answers on a postcard for the name. I will look at what you're suggesting in a minute. Not that the world ending through global warming is preferable or anything. I think that would be bad. I don't know. It's got to keep going. This is also a song that's not about now, but fits really well.
Voices randomly breathless, gonna get off of this sinking ship, but the water's deafening. I'm still dreaming of drowning, trying to escape this relentless planet, but my sheets are paper thin. Tuck the violence in your pillow, surf the silence, but don't swallow all the tears. Wishing these days could be over, going to bed when it's light outside, and I flew 10,000 miles. I'm sea shaken and screaming, doing my best, but I've got to go. Don't expect me for a while. Tuck the violence in your pillow, surf the silence, but don't swallow all the tears. Tuck the violence in your pillow, surf the silence, but don't swallow. Tuck the violence in your pillow. Stand and fight here. Meet me tomorrow, darling, please.
My post-it says this is when I'm supposed to talk to you. So let's do that. Love the switching. Switching is so fun. Oh yeah. Turn up the microphone. Hi. Hi again. Right, so first of all, I want to say thank you so much to you for being a correspondent, because it's a really, I think my mum's watching. It's okay. It's a really fucked up time that we're all going through here. And to have the wherewithal or the means or the desire to support me financially it blows my mind, and I'm really grateful because it means I can keep doing the things that I do because this is my job. It's my job because of you, so it's kind of your fault. But no, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. And I know there are some new people who signed up today. Thank you so much for coming to the gig. Make sure you get all your member perks. There's a ton of member perks. There's links in the emails that you get, the confirmation emails and stuff. Go and grab all the things because that's what they're there for. I make them to give to you as presents. And yeah, there's an exchange of some money. I'm always trying to make sure that there's way more value than the £2, £5, £10, whatever. And the more the more able people obviously also pay more, so I really appreciate that too. My aim with all of my musical projects is to make sure that it's accessible to all in some form, which is why there's a free tier. And I'm really grateful and thankful that you understand that it can't all be free because then I can't do it. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you turning up to watch. This is pretty cool. This is the second Penfriend gig, and there are 66 concurrent viewers. So that's not bad. I have played to far fewer people in my lifetime, and really pleased that's not happening now. Right, I'm going to go to the forum questions because that is in larger font and I can see it. And then I'll go to your other ones. So let's have a look. Who would you most like to duet with and why? I don't know. I've done it. Duetted with Tanya Donnelly. That was pretty cool. Oh no. Whose voice do I love? I love Brett Anderson's voice. I'd sing with him any day. Let's say Brett Anderson. If you asked me tomorrow, I'd probably say someone else, but I really like that. Neil says, are you guys okay? Is the madness of the current world not getting to you? Oh, it is. Yesterday, I was standing in the kitchen doing the washing up. Tim was out walking the dogs. Tim is watching this downstairs, so this is the only way I can tell him. It wasn't his fault I felt this way. I think it was coronavirus and pandemic and all the stress and weirdness that did this to me. I stood in my kitchen and I thought, and it wasn't even that I didn't want to do the washing up. I never want to do the washing up, but it's fine. I'll do the washing up because he always cooks. Anyway, I was standing in the kitchen and I had, plates and things around me. And I thought, what would happen if I just smashed them all on the floor? And I wanted to smash every single thing. I just had this sort of weird, mean feeling inside. So it's definitely getting to me. But because I have these crazy big projects that I plan out for myself, like making an album, launching a new project, making a podcast, continuing a podcast, and I do online courses all the time, and I'm always doing stuff. It's a bit of a obsession in a way. I just have other things to focus on, and then occasionally it really gets to me. I'm going to take some time off soon because I haven't had any forever, and I think that would be good for me. So I do try to read. Well, I do read a lot. I read a lot. And because I was going to show you some of the books I've been reading. I highly recommend this. We've got a books thread on the forum, which I love, but it's just going to mean that my to-read pile is insane, so I don't read it that often. But this is brilliant, A God-Awful Small Affair by Jim Bob from Carter, J.B. Morrison. I've only read the first story. There's 2 novels in here. I've read the first one, and it made me so... I was so moved by it, I thought I just have to put that on the shelf for a while and read something else and then come back and read the other one. I've been reading the Julie Andrews first autobiography, and I've also got the second one. It's called Home. It is incredible because I think it's quite easy to just assume she's just an actor that did well. She had such an awful childhood, really hard, really dysfunctional parents, really too much pressure on her to make money really young. She was 12 when she first started doing shows. She had to give up school. They changed her name for her. All this weird stuff. It was really strange stuff happened to her. And she's brilliant, and I've always really highly rated her for some reason, and now I know I was right. She's great. And then I've just finished reading also Fatima Bhutto's book, The Runaways. It's a novel about, it's 3 different characters who end up converging in a clever, novel-y way. And it made me read around the subject and learn about the partition of India, which was terrible. So I learned a lot, and it's beautifully written, and it's a really interesting insight into the different reasons, very different reasons that people get motivated to do something terrible, basically. And I don't like giving away the plot of books, so read this. I've got another pile, I don't know why. I was going to tell you why am I telling you what I'm reading next? Someone told me I should read The War of Art. It's apparently just to kick up the arse if you're not doing art and you want to. I'm also reading Lem Sissay, My Name is Why, a memoir. And I vaguely know the background of what this is about, the terrible, terrible start to life that Lem had as well. He's a wonderful poet. And I just cried reading the intro, so I've put it on the shelf for a while, see if I get to that. And the other book I've started reading is called Hello Fears by Michelle Pola, and it's because she was a guest on one of my favourite podcasts, which is called Creative Pep Talk, and I would just recommend listening to that episode if you're interested in why I bought that book. Okay, other questions. If you were rendered incapable of singing, playing an instrument, or writing lyrics or music, what would you do with your time/life instead? And then I asked, because I needed to know, would I still be able to write, but just not write songs? And Chris kindly said, yes, I can write anything but songs and music. It's a bit mean, isn't it? It's a bit of a strange hypothetical thing. If we took away the thing you love the most, what would you do? I would be a novelist. Because that's what I always wanted to be when I was a kid, until I realised that you don't just automatically know how to be a novelist, you have to learn. And then I decided to focus on music instead. But I would be a novelist. Unsuccessful novelist. What song or artist is your guilty pleasure, if you even believe in guilty pleasures? I do not believe in guilty pleasures, but I have two songs that probably would count if you believe in guilty pleasures. And one is Nothing's Gonna Change My Love For You, How Much I Love You by Glenn Medeiros. I don't know why. I just love it. I think it's wonderful. It makes me go like this and swoon and sing along. And then there's another song. Oh, it's the one by Richard Marx about the mysterious thing that happens by the river. We used to walk down by the river. And I had no knowledge that it was cheesy because it was a big song when I was a little kid. And I remember listening to the lyrics and just going, oh, wow, there's a story, there's a mystery in the song. So cool. I thought it was so cool. I think it's really cool. And he tweeted back at me once, so that's nice. Who is your most favourite musical artist, and have you recorded or considered a cover of your favourite song by them? I probably have 10 most favourites. One of my most favourites is Radiohead. And I did try to do a cover of Spinning Plates, but I didn't record it. I thought I should do one, then I started trying to learn the guitar part, and then I didn't get very far, and then I gave up, didn't do it. But maybe I would do a Radiohead cover. I love that band. Earlier today, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me came up on my MP3 player when in random mode. It was Boy George's original, but I do have your cover version on CD. Thank you, Kevin. Why did you choose that song to cover? I loved it from the first time I heard it around, and your version as well. Have a great evening. Thank you, Kevin. I picked that because I wanted to pick a song that everyone would know, but they wouldn't recognise it till it kicked in, and then they'd be like, whoa, it's that song. And so I was thinking, we made a big list. Tim was helping me. We made this big list, like New Order songs, or it had to have been like a top 10 hit, like a massive, like honestly, like you would just, pretty much everyone on the planet would know it. So it had to be from that era, really. And that's why. And I did send it to Boy George and his manager and received silence. But that's okay. That's fine. Paul Jukes, what's your most embarrassing gig? Embarrassing gig. I'm not very easily embarrassed. I suppose when I fell over during playing Delete, and it was at the I can't remember what the venue's called. It's at the grossly named Colston Hall in Bristol, but they've got the little room. I can't remember what it's called. And I was performing Delete, and I was walking around with my megaphone during the instrumentally loopy bit, and I was in a bit of a habit of climbing up on chairs and singing because it's fun, isn't it? And so I climbed up on a chair, and I didn't realise it was those like cinema seats. So like they swing. So I stood on this seat, and it swung. I got my ankle caught in the bottom of the hole, I guess, which is good because it meant I didn't fall onto the floor and hit my back, which would have been really painful. So I found myself kind of on the floor, but wedged, so it was okay. And then I was just still had my megaphone. I just kept singing, and that was only embarrassing because then Tim and I were going on holiday a few days later. I don't wear skimpy clothes anyway, but you could see a giant bruise down my thigh, like a massive black bruise. So that maybe the aftermath of that was more embarrassing than the actual thing. I didn't mind. It must have looked quite cool. People thought I'd done it on purpose, so that was nice. Oh, Rich says that Cancel Your Hopes is the right title for the song. Oh, thank you. Well, if it is, that's easy. Right, let's have a look. If you've typed question, I might see it. If not, I'm not going to see it, am I? Let's have a look. You can look up my nose now. I don't think you're asking questions. That's fine. Question from my mum. Why are you swearing on the internet? She didn't ask that, really. Question. Is Penfriend a she or a they? It's a name for a solo artist that sounds like a band name. Correct. Penfriend is she. But She Makes War was also she. So I always used to find it really annoying when they would use... it would sound like a band because I think I wanted it to always be clear it was a solo thing. So Penfriend is just, Laura Kidd, a.k.a. Penfriend, so it's she. I don't mind they, because also people use they now because they don't want to assume your gender, which is cool. I think that's nice. La 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 la. Oh, my husband's telling you all how great the song is, unless they're talking about something else. Question, do you have a band lined up for when gigs might be able to happen again? No, I do not. There wasn't a chance to do that, unfortunately. I'd really like my most of my previous live band to do it, but I don't know if they're available because we haven't played together for ages. Putting together bands is a fucking nightmare. So I'm not glad any of this has happened, but I am glad I don't have to put a band together at the moment because it's a nightmare. Okay. Oh wow, I've been going for an hour. Right. Okay, I'm going to play 2 more songs for you. I've just think I've answered the questions, done all the things on my post-it notes. Post-it notes are what hold me together most of the time. That's it. All right. Let's do 2 more songs. 2 more songs. Okay. Ooh. Switching back, switching back, switching back, switching back. Mr. Benji was unavailable for the switching of the cameras. He's unavailable for most things at the moment. He just lies around panting. He does not like this weather. This is a song called Out of the Blue.
Rain on my cheeks, so tired of pretending I'm getting lost again. Sea legs are weak, the tide's never ending. Capsize my only friend. I'm going, ooh, nowhere. But I'll come back to you. I'm going. Ooh, nowhere. But I'll come back to you. Lift my head out of the blue. Yes, I'll come back to you. Lift my head out of the blue. Oh, 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 yes, I'll come back to you. Lift my head out of the blue. Yes, I'll come back to you. Lift my head out of the blue.
I have really enjoyed playing for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. With things as they are, artists need you more than ever. So if you like the things I do, please, please, please share them. Please share them online. I would be so grateful. You do so much for me already. I'm not ungrateful at all, but it's getting harder and harder. So we're starting to look at how to promote this new album when it's out. And everything's changing because blogs are closing and magazines and newspapers and things. Everything's changing. And my music isn't more important than anything else in the world. It's just the thing that I do. But if you enjoy a podcast or if you enjoy a song, please share it. I would really appreciate that because I have limited power to tell people to listen to stuff. And I would just really appreciate that. And same goes for all the other artists you like. So we've been doing a weekly playlist on the Correspondence Club forum, which I love the most. It's the best way to find new music. So thank you if you've done a playlist. We were just finding out the best ways to support the artists even if you're listening for free. There's nothing wrong with that. That is there for you to use. It's just simple things like if you like a song on Spotify, click the heart, because then that artist gets that sort of bump up in the algorithm and stuff. And follow people on Spotify if you like them and share it with people because you are so powerful. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you don't know already, you are the powerful ones, not us. So I'm going to keep making stuff and giving it to you because that's what I love to do. I love chatting to you in the forum and I love getting your emails. And I just really love playing for you. Thank you so much. And this is a song that you should all have a copy of because it was the giveaway song for joining the Correspondence Club. And it's a song I wrote when I really needed to hear this sentiment. So I hope that it will be helpful for you in times when you need it as well. That was such a good intro. And then I didn't play the right chord. Okay, this is The Only Way Out is Through.
Gotta get out of here. yes, fatalistic to the bone. Thunder clouds in every home. Gotta get out of this. The only way out is through. Not gonna lose my heart, I never meant to. The only way out is through. Gotta get out of this. Drowning in yesterday's tears. Intimate conspiracies. Shapeless forces pull at me. Gotta get out of this. The only way out is through. Not gonna lose my heart, I never meant to. The only way out is through. The only way out is through. Not gonna lose my heart, I never meant to. Wish on a falling star, but I won't let it go. Denial, take me away. Pretend like I'm not the queen of stretching the days in all the wrong ways till they break. Denial, take me away. I crave your sweet mistakes, but resistance is crucial. Forgiveness is beautiful. The only way out is through. Not gonna lose my heart, I never meant to. The only way out is through.
Hot, hot, hot! Thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to say goodnight now, and I'll see you in the forum. Lots of love, take care.